There is a book titled 200 Frequently Asked Questions About Japan by Foreigners. One of the questions in the book was, why do so many Japanese people wear masks? That's right, even after COVID-19 settled down, quite a few of us keep wearing masks. At the supermarket I often go to, I think about 1 in 2 people still wearing a mask. So, what was it like before COVID? Indeed, Japanese people use masks more frequently than people in other countries do. Then, when do people wear masks in Japan? When having a cold or hay fever, and some women say that masks can spare them time to put on makeup. To begin with, I put up a hypothesis to answer this question. Perhaps masks are one of the Kekkai, which means sacred barriers that we Japanese use in our daily lives. For simplicity, think of Kekkai as something that divides or draws a line. So, what exactly are being divided or drawn a line between? For example, it can be between the realm of the gods and humans, the other world and this world, over there and over here, or between what is and what is not. Today, I'd like to talk about the Kekkai that Japanese people commonly use, whether consciously or subconsciously. Towards the end, I will conclude whether or not masks serve as barriers for the Japanese. Let's get started. Kekkai was originally a Buddhist term. It began in Buddhism as a way to delineate an area that cut off disturbances during the trainings and rituals. The concept of Kekkai in Japan differs from its Buddhist meaning and has transformed into a unique form of magic through Onmyodo. So, who performs the Kekkai? It was done by Onmyoji, practitioners of Onmyodo. Onmyoji were mainly the descendants of Abe no Seimei, and they possessed special abilities. The Onmyoji created about 1080 techniques, among which this Kekkai is fundamental. Kekkai has 3 types, and they are divided into a total of 27 levels according to their strengths. There are countless Kekkai created by Onmyoji in Japan. Of course, we don't have the opportunity to know the details of these Kekkai except for some famous ones. Please don't get me wrong. You don't have to be someone special like Onmyoji to be able to perform this Kekkai. Yes, you can do it yourself. Now let's talk about the Kekkai ruling Japanese culture that we casually perform or see in our daily lives. The first one is Chopsticks. Chopsticks serve as Kekkai between food and humans. Food is essential for living, and so is a gift from the gods. Therefore, it belongs to the realm of the gods. The line that separates the divine realm from the human world is represented by chopsticks. Therefore, we Japanese first put up our hands together and say "itadakimasu," then we pick up our chopsticks. The second is a moat around the castles, the canals around the houses and rivers. A moat is an artificial river that surrounds a castle. The presence of the river makes it difficult to enter the castle easily. This moat acts as a Kekkai protecting the castle. This not only prevents enemy intrusion, but also serves to protect against enemy forces and pathogens. This is because it is said that the flow of the water carries away negative elements. Additionally, rivers separate and protect different lands, while canals around the houses serve to separate and protect the home from the outside world. The third is the Shimenawa found at shrines, household altars, and sacred trees. When you visit a shrine, you will certainly see these Shimenawa ropes. Shimenawa ropes are a marker indicating that beyond this point is a sacred place and serve as a boundary. There is also a similar item called Shimekazari. This is something we place at our entrances during the New Year, and we decorate the Shimenawa with various lucky charms. It serves as a marker indicating that preparations that welcome the Toshigami are complete. It also signifies that after the year-end cleaning, the place has become sacred. The fourth is the entrance. The entrance of a Japanese home is said to be a barrier that separates the outside world from the interior. It serves as a place that prepares and ensures that no dirt or impurities are brought inside. You take off your coat, hat, and scarf, brush off any dust, and remove your shoes before entering the house. The entrance is said to be the foundation of the house and is an important place. Keeping it clean at all times makes it a powerful barrier. The fifth is the Shoji and Fusuma. There is a step between the hallway and the tatami room, and this is called shiki. We place Shoji and Fusuma on the shiki using it as a leaf. They serve the purpose of partitioning traditional Japanese rooms. These Shoji and Fusuma can partition large Japanese rooms into smaller sections, and by removing them, it is possible to connect multiple rooms. Since they are made of paper, Shoji do not completely block off the outside world. They allow soft light and natural breezes that pass through even when closed. These Shoji and Fusuma serve as barriers that separate rooms from hallways and guests from the host, functioning as boundaries or Kekkai. The sixth is the tatami mat. Now, speaking of traditional Japanese rooms, we must mention tatami mats. In fact, tatami mats also serve as a form of boundary or Kekkai. Tatami mats have edges, and I often told that don't step on these edges. The edges of tatami mats serve as a Kekkai or boundary. A single tatami mat size was considered as a personal space for one person. Therefore, respecting one's own space and the space of others, and not intruding deeply into each other's domain, is considered good practice, and this boundary was established as a result. It can also be considered something that separates a guest from the host. The seventh is the Mori-jio. As mentioned earlier, an additional boundary can be created within the entrance, which already serves as a barrier. This is known as Mori-jio, where salt is heaped into a mound on a small white dish. The place to put this salt in pairs is on the inside of the entrance on both the left and right sides. The purpose of placing the salt mounds is to purify the area or to bring prosperity in business. Therefore, you are more likely to see this at Japanese restaurants rather than in regular households. It is important to place Mori-jio in a clean spot and to replace it frequently. The eighth is the Noren. Anyone who has traveled to Japan has likely seen this. Noren is often hung at the entrances of restaurants or souvenir shops. This subtly serves as a barrier separating the street from the shop. Depending on the material, it gently sways in the wind, and is characterized by being neither too long nor too short. The design of the Noren might give you an idea of the atmosphere of the shop. Additionally, the Noren is taken down when the shop is closed, indicating that the shop is not in operation. In the past, in Japan, Noren were used to separate the kitchen from other areas. The kitchen, being a sacred place where food is handled, likely had a boundary established. Ninth, masks for the Japanese. In terms of separating oneself from others and protecting oneself, a mask might be considered as a barrier. During the pandemic, there were mothers who made homemade masks for their children. Surely, while sewing by hand, they must have been putting their feelings of "please protect my kids" into each mask they made. I believe this has indeed become a splendid barrier imbued with technique. However, what about when someone wears a mask without any particular reason, just because everyone else is doing it? In my opinion, in such a case, it does not serve as a barrier or a form of spiritual protection. Regarding whether masks are considered a barrier or not for us Japanese, the conclusion might ultimately depend on the individual wearing them. What do you think? I'm looking forward to your comments. Finally, let me clarify that Kekkai means drawing a line and should not be misunderstood as a wall. Kekkai allows for mutual spaces to be physically visible and appear as if they can interact, unlike a wall that completely divides not to invade each other's privacy. Thank you for watching this video to the end.